Okay, welcome back. This is part 2 of the new overhead layout. What you've seen me do so far, and last week, was I put up all the shelving for the layout. And I got the track kind of temporarily in place, and so I've got the track in place. Now what I've got to do is cut and file the track so it fits without the train dragging against the wall. You'll see the train go forward and then it just stops. Alright, and that's because the train is hitting the wall because it's turning the corners so sharply. So I have to take all the track down, cut it, and splice it to make it fit. Same problem as before. The track is a little bit too long, and the train is running into the walls. Alright, I'm in my side of my main layout for this one. The problem that you have with the overhead layout is that Lionel and Menard sells their track by inches. They can't, obviously sell all the different types of and sizes of track that you would need to be able to fit it into a room. So there has to be some track cutting, because what's happening is as the train is turning the corner, as it does this part here swings out. That's called the coefficient of lurch. And as it does that, it's hitting the wall and creating a small streak where it's kind of rubbing up against the wall. So, not so much to fear of saving the paneling, because I've already got a couple scratches in there and I'll try to just polish those out. But I've marked, this is one of the pieces, and all that is it's about, 3/4 of an inch, half an inch maybe, of track that I have to cut. So what I did was I first took these, made this cut right here, and then for now what you do is you take your hacksaw, you hold these really, and then you just, for now, you're making progress when you can draw it back and forth, but in the beginning all you'll be able to do is just pull backwards. And the worst is cutting your first piece of track, because you're sitting there going, I don't want to screw this up. I really don't want to screw this up. And then after that, you start getting more secure with it, saying, okay, I've cut some pieces of track, I got it to work, and it is very fiddly to do this. You're having to, there's a whole bunch of steps involved in this. So what I'm going to be doing is, as I cut through this, I have to transfer these pins to here, but as I cut this, it's damaging these ends. So you're going to have to smooth those out, open that back up, put the pins in. Then you're going to have to close it down with the pins inside the new spot, pull this back, but before that you got to open these up to put the pins back in. So I'll show you a step at a time what I'm doing. It's real simple. This takes a long time. This is why you can't just put shelving up on a ceiling, which is what I did yesterday. It took me, most of the day because I was interrupted by other things. But I got it up there. I had to first find all the wood that was of the right size without cutting more, which would have meant, pulling out my scroll saw and having to push the wood past that, and I didn't want to have to go do that. I probably should have just done that and gotten all the boards the right size, but, whatever. Okay, so doing it this way. I'm cutting past where this little piece is, because that's just coincidentally how much I need to cut off. I got it all measured out. And the important part is to make sure that this is not hitting the wall anywhere. Because sooner or later that also does number on your trains. So All right, not too bad. It does damage the end a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and cut this one. All right, the same spot, right about there. Same thing. Make sure you actually cut those. You cut the ends around. Separated. So you have to cut a couple times. You can try pulling back around. Well, maybe maybe put this people like those problems. I guess the whole thing with the local channel. Not bad. Then you don't have to pretty limited. Use limited. Get it all. So it's very nice spot. It's really pop. Or pop. Including your big idea. Purple mail. Wait. 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 Ah! Oh! Anyway. Right along. Let's cut this. Do it right first. Let's take a lot of time. Relax. So you can see the angle here. Put everything over here. Oh, yeah. It's clear. So you make it. That's what it is. Here we go. There we go. Done. All right, let's take a look at the ends, and you'll see what I mean. Ta-da! Now your eye's drawn here. So see the ends? These are really mangled up, so what I have to do is crush these two ends together, and all the little burrs that are inside of here, I have to gradually smooth out. So that's when you take needle nose pliers. I got those inside. So we're going to take this and move it inside, and I'll show you how we smooth that out. Not one of the best recordings ever of cutting things. So all the ends go out, bent down, and in. This is also taking the ones on the inside that are bent forwards, pushing them out. Alright, so that's basically how you're going to pull that down. Then you need, this is the worst part, metal file. All right. Like that. The tighter you get that, the better it holds the pin. All right. So anyway, that piece done fairly well. We go up there and plug it in and work on the next piece. All right, well that was it. All I had to do was to take the track in each of the four corners. It ended up being about 3 spots I had to cut. I took them all, just screwed the track down to, get that area running. Then I went to the next section, which is right where you see the train right now. Had to cut that and then get that same thing, cut, polish, file it down, then put the new pins back in and set it back in place. Go to the next corner, cut a section there, do the same thing, screwed in, and then that was it. And although it turned out to be a 2.5 day project, and really you want to do this, take your time with this and do this right, because I mean, You know, like I said, no two rooms are exactly the same unless you're living in a standardized housing, and so you've got to make the track fit. So this was a combination of just fitting the pieces together like a jigsaw puzzle, and then where it was just a tad bit too long, cut it, file it, and get it folded back in place and put it on. And as you can see here, the train ran beautifully, chuffing away, smoking away. I ended up not using the standard Lionel fluid. I ended up getting the sugar cookie because the other stuff was just a little bit too harsh. Anyway, that was it. So remember, hit like, subscribe, comment. Helps the algorithms to find us and other people find us. Maybe soon Lionel will start giving me trains. See ya. Bye.